What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my $5,000 2004 Duramax that I recently bought, and I'm going to be making this thing into my new daily driver. It's far from being such right now. The truck does run and drive decently well, but there's a lot of small things that we need to be fixed. We're losing daylight here, so I'm going to make this video short. I'm going to be doing an overview on the truck and everything that's going on with it, so let's get right into it, starting with the engine. This truck, guys, is a 2004 and a half, obviously Duramax here. So this is the first generation of the LLY, and I'm happy to announce pretty much everything underneath here is in good condition that I know of. At least the truck is running strong, no coolant consumption. A big issue with these trucks are head gaskets, so everything was good with that, knock on wood. And everything else I can tell seems to be pretty good. We have no blow by, which is obviously a good sign for a diesel truck, and it seems to run pretty good, guys. For $5,000, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with the way it runs. Looking underneath the truck, there is some drippage that we have going on down here. It's getting dark, so it's kind of hard to tell, but there is a power steering leak that I've been chasing down. Haven't really looked into it yet. It is there. We're going to get into that. That's going to be probably one of the first things that I fix. But besides that, guys, the truck is pretty clean underneath. I got this truck here in Colorado, so there's pretty much no rust on the frame. And when I got this truck, previous owner told me it has 190,000 miles. But if we look at the odometer right now, I'm going to show you what it reads. Turn it on. See, we get that code right there, guys. Odometer error. So I really don't know how many miles this truck actually has, which is obviously a pretty big red flag when buying a diesel truck. Any truck for that matter. But I also talked to one of the previous owners, and they said that this truck had around 150,000 miles when they sold it. So I like to believe it's somewhere in the low 200,000 range, which is not too bad for a 2004 LLY. Another big issue that we have with this truck is if you look on the tires, you can see this consistent cut throughout the back tire, and we have it on this side too, a lot more worse on this side. So with this truck not be lifted, it rubs pretty bad here in the front. Obviously my bumper's kind of falling off. I didn't have time to mess with that. Just wanted to start recording this video before I actually got into fixing anything on this truck. But yeah, the bumper's falling off, and then you can see there's a lot of sketchy wiring stuff going on with this truck, guys. These are rock lights here that are always on. They do kind of look cool, but look at this job that the previous owner did. These are all wiring for the rock lights. So that's definitely the issue that's going to need to be fixed. And it gets even worse, guys. If we look underneath the fuse box here, there's also some other wires. You can see how they wired everything in here. It's just straight wired right into where the fuses are. So I looked at this number 15 fuse that controls the cigarette lighter, and as you guys can see, it is blown to shit. So I'm gonna put a new one in here and see if that will give us connection to the OBD port, so we can actually scan what's going on here, see what kind of codes we got. So that's one of the biggest issues that I have with this truck right now, is all this sketchy wiring stuff. I want to take all of that out and just kind of revert it back to stock. Maybe put in a different set of rock lights. But right now the rock lights are just on 24/7. So anytime I turn the truck on and the lights are on, the rock lights are just wired to be on when the lights are on. So we don't have any way to turn them off, because it can be kind of obnoxious sometimes. It does look cool at night, I think. But yeah, it's a little much for being on all the time. Don't do much electrical stuff myself, so I'm a little bit worried to do that, but hopefully we can get it fixed pretty easy. But moving on to the actual chassis of the truck, this truck is pretty straight overall. The hood it doesn't quite line up right here, but I'm not too worried about cosmetic pieces of this truck. I'm more worried about getting it in a good position to be a daily driver for myself and to haul my family around and whatnot. I don't want to liquidate most of my other projects I have going on. Just kind of focus on one thing. But let me know what you guys think about that. I know I haven't really posted any truck stuff, but yeah, if we look at the frame or the chassis of the truck, it's in pretty good condition overall. Most importantly, there's no rust. If you check out these rockers, I know my East Coast guys, Midwest guys will be jealous about that probably. But yeah, it's a pretty clean truck overall, chassis wise. There is this ghetto shit like this, just aftermarket tailgate, I believe. And you know, we're missing the latch here on that side. I don't even actually have an actual tow hitch on this truck because somebody put this bumper on here and they took off the tow hitch, and you can't fit a tow hitch with how this bumper is. So I'm gonna have to get that replaced so I can get back to using it for actual useful truck stuff. Besides that, we got this little mess here on the passenger side bed, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it. You can kind of see it doesn't look too bad because the truck's black. But like I said, I'm not looking for it to be a show truck or anything. I just want to get it in nice running and driving condition. The issues start to really pile up when you open the truck up. Taking a look at the headliner, somebody obviously didn't do the best of job putting this headliner in. It's just sagging awfully. So I want to switch and get some nice headliner back in there. My radio doesn't work. My HVAC only blows hot air, and that's just some of the problems that I'm having with the interior. It's also fucking missing quite a bit of the weather stripping, so it's always super loud. Looks decent on this side. I don't know, I'm gonna have to look more into what this weather stripping, where it should be around most of the truck, but it seems super loud. It seems like you could just really hear the wind when you're driving it, much more than like any other truck I've had. That's about the extent of the issues. So we got power steering leaking, the wiring stuff, radio, electrical issues. I'm sure there's a bunch of small things, but I'm just laying out what's obvious. Stuff like this. Headlights are just not even really in there. They just kind of jiggle around. But I will say I do kind of like the way this truck looks. I've always wanted a LLY Duramax, so I think it's worth putting the money in and make it a nice truck. Somebody obviously cared about this thing at one point, and I think it's just gone through one too many hands and kind of left some unopened projects. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this thing. Gonna try and get a little series going on it. Yeah, let me know if you think I got a good deal buying this thing for $5,000. Kind of sketchy not knowing the mileage, but even at that, I don't think it's too bad. Before I end the video, hop in and do a quick little drive, let you guys know how it actually drives. It doesn't drive too bad. The tires being unevenly worn do cause quite a bit of vibration at higher speeds, and that's probably the biggest issue I have with the actual driving of the truck. It's always blowing hot air. I got an issue with the blender vents, so that's pretty annoying. Wife and kids definitely don't like that about the truck. I don't really like it either, to be honest. But yeah, so that's one thing that I need to get fixed ASAP. I hate not having a radio. Just no power to the radio at all. Not too sure what the issue is. And yeah, even if I have this turned off, it's just stuck on blowing hot air whenever I'm driving at faster speeds. Also, those two vents don't work. Only my vents work. So when it's cold and the wifey wants some hot air on her side, it don't work. So that's a pretty big issue. Might have to, it's definitely gonna be one of the first things I address. Besides that, driving is not too bad. Here's a little point of view driving it. We got these cool little blue lights in here, except I don't know if this is what caused the issue with the odometer air not working. I know that's a kind of issue with these trucks anyways, is issues with the odometer, with the speedometer in general. You can see my lights are kind of going out up there. And of course we had the check engine light. Couldn't get my OBD scanner to connect to the OBD port. We got that figured out. It was just a fuse. The only thing I've done with the truck so far. We got some codes for that. I'll throw those on the screen. A little bit worried about the transmission code, but the truck drives good. Shifts good anyways. The transmission feels healthy. Obviously, we had a switch installed here at one point, but I don't have any switch in here now, so I don't know what kind of tune this truck is running. It does seem a little bit more peppy than usual for stock, so I don't think it's completely stock. The old owner said that it does have a turbo and injectors, or a bigger aftermarket turbo and some injectors. So I don't know any information about that though. Just got it how it was. The dude I got it from knew nothing about it. He didn't speak much English either, so I kind of just bought this thing real sight unseen because I didn't know shit about it, and neither did he. That's kind of what's going on with the rest of the things. But yeah, I think this should be a fun project. You know, it's something that I really need for just my daily life to life, you know, work vehicle. Kind of fits what I'm doing right now. It's good to move cars around and parts and whatnot. Go check out my eBay if you guys need any parts on your German cars. I'm hoping to get this thing nice and sorted out fast. I'm gonna try and do a good amount of the work myself, hopefully. Let me know what you guys think of the truck, or if I should just fucking scrap it and start over with something else. I like it. I've had good experiences with most of my trucks, and I haven't made any truck content on the channel yet. So if you guys like seeing truck stuff, let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. Like and subscribe, you know, if you want to see more on the truck. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.